Hello and welcome. I am Joe Crazy, and if you haven't seen it already, here we go and doing it again. I was on the watch party watching this for the very first time yesterday. Today is currently October 2nd. This is day 2 of the HasLab campaign, but we're going to go back right now and take a look at the presentation at PulseCon2022, where Avalon Hill showcases the entire HeroScape Age of Annihilation.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the Avalon Hill panel. I'm Patrick, aka Intergalactic Patrick.
There he is, that sneaky devil.
Today is Chris, head of design and development of Avalon
Look
Hill.
at them!
Hi.
They're all so handsome. They look great. Looking great, guys. Of course you are.
Lead designer of old and new HeroScape.
Yes, after 12 years, HeroScape is back, and I am so excited.
Oh man, he's so happy. He's so happy. So am I.
In the studio, he's remote. You most likely know him from Watch It Played. We've got Chaz.
Hey, hi.
Chaz.
Hey, and I'm huge. So good. Thank you so much for having me here today.
It's awesome to have you, Chaz. We are pumped to share that the HeroScape HasLab campaign is launching right now. And you can go to Hasbro Pulse.
I have a description. In the description below. I have a link to that. So if you haven't already, and if you want to get more information, keep watching. But if you're already sold on it, go check it out right now, and go support the campaign for Age of Annihilation.
Day for us on the Avalon Hill team because it marks a new dawn and a new era for HeroScape. Today, the Age of Annihilation begins. Let's take a look.
Ooh, here comes the trailer. It was so hard to hear this.
Springs were a blessing. We thought they gifted us with the powers of God.
Oh my god, look at that.
Visions of the future.
Wow. I'd love to see if maybe Glenn would do like a wash or something on the ruins. I think that'd be really cool.
Nothing but suffering and endless destruction. Driven to war to protect them from the clutches of
how cool is that these 3D models?
together in a fleeting moment of hope.
Mm.
My visions of the future drove me to despair.
Oh my god, look at all of
The
them.
Wellspring provided strength, your army's divisions, until I saw my own home reduced to ash. Until I heard the whispers and rumors of our Valkyrie and other Wellsprings.
That guy looks so. I love them. EJ1, I love it.
Drove me even further into madness, driven by revenge.
Oh my god, I can't wait with the Ordos.
If I do nothing,
Killian Vane, right there. Oh, I don't remember his name.
the world reduced to the memory.
I don't remember his either. I'm still learning everybody's names.
But you can't.
But I love how characters are up the forefront.
It was but a dream in Valhalla, a dream I can no longer seek. I will carve my name into my enemies, and everyone will know who stands against them.
Yep, that's Storm talking
Needs a scholar
from the
or a
journals.
historian. It needs a hero.
That's so great.
Big battlefield.
Oh my god, look at that.
And join the
Wow.
greatest battle of all time.
It's so colorful.
Age of
Oh, how
Annihilation.
beautiful is that?
Legendary.
My god.
Oh my god, so much hype. I'm sorry. That VO kills it. Anyway,
Wow.
enough about the campaign and the product itself. I think it's a very important moment for us to talk about the HeroScape community of amazing players who helped keep this thing alive even after it first went
That's
out.
one of me and all of you guys.
Like 10, 12 years?
12 years.
12 years the community has been playing this game. And Chaz, that leads me to a
We haven't
question
stopped.
for you.
We haven't stopped
When did you
playing.
first start playing HeroScape?
Oh, well, I actually became aware of HeroScape right during when it was initially released. I think
I love his background. He's got a lot of different figures. Really awesome showcase.
And I remember actually I stayed away from it because I knew that if for me at least, if there's if there's any meat to
Yeah,
the
he
game,
clearly did not stay away
once I
from
dive
it.
in,
This
it's gonna
man
suck me all the
has
way in.
quite the
And
collection.
that held out until the second printing, and once the second printing came along, I dove in, and yeah, it sucked me in. Well, as you can tell,
Yeah,
it sucked me in completely.
Yeah, Chaz, we can see
But,
behind
so that was
you.
my experience. Pardon?
Oh yeah, we can see what's behind you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I could
And,
see Jortan
so, yeah,
and
so
Shurak.
I kind of from that point was that's when I got into
I think I could see the Airborne Elite, maybe.
That's awesome.
The
when
Venek
did you
Vipers.
play?
Oh, that's a good question. It was just a couple of years ago.
Couple years ago?
When the first edition of it.
What do you mean you played years ago? I played 2 weeks ago.
And so
What?
I put it away in all these big Tupperware containers. I put it in the attic with this idea that when she's a certain age,
People are playing it right now.
And just a few years ago, actually, she hit that age, and I brought it out, and it was really cool because it was not only an introduction of it to her.
Yeah, I showed my cousin Ava the game, and she got onto it pretty well. And I also showed my girlfriend Jillian's nephew, and he enjoys playing the game as well. He's always asking when we can play
Oh,
next.
beautiful. What's her favorite squad? Who did she play with?
She liked the dragons.
Who doesn't?
A lot.
Yep, that's what they gravitate to. The big figures, the big massive figures.
Visualize them just eating all of her dad's pieces. So she went for anything that.
That's the idea.
Or anything I was.
That's the idea. Hopefully when we get to the, finally place the Hellforge on the battlefield. There they are, Hellforge!
Coming up.
He'll come around and chomp everything up, too.
Is a progressive story from what original HeroScapers remember. We've taken
A lot of
the
lore, a lot of
forward.
story.
New Valkyrie stalk the battlefield, and now have kind of upset the kind of balance of the world in a way that they weren't even expecting. That it's the stakes are higher, the carnage is greater, and there is warfare kind of reaching every corner of Valhalla at this point. And so it's given us a chance to kind of move the story along, introduce a lot of new species and factions,
A lot of new
characters to be endeared
new
to,
stuff. I like it.
to allow us to tell a bigger story behind the world of HeroScape.
Oh, I love that.
Bigger than the greatest battle of all time.
Even bigger.
That's a big story.
That's awesome. It's the battle of all time.
From a game mechanics
Go big or go home. That's what Age of Annihilation's all about.
We want to make everyone happy, so the game.
That's impossible. Sorry, Craig. I know you want to, but it's impossible.
New army cards, so you're gonna get like 50 new army cards.
50!
New terrain, new jungle terrain. It's gonna be awesome.
That sounds great, man. And we've got it laid out in front of us here, but this is just a demo product. This is a sample, so this isn't what the final is going to look like. We don't even know what the final is really going to look like.
I wish they would actually move some of the characters around, or take some of the castle pieces and stack them and show them how things moved around.
That's a great transition.
Because I really like how they are able to construct on the map.
Start with the Dryan Lifeborn Order.
All right, they're going into the factions now.
Yeah, so the Dryan Lifeborn Order is a collection of elite magi who harness the powers of life and death to amplify
Activate
their own
pet mode.
abilities.
Also activate pet mode.
Small in number.
I love that guy. I can't wait to
the
see
size
him.
of their armies by drawing in all the beasts and creatures of their home world to kind of fight beside them and rampage across the
So
battlefield with
huge.
kind of ferocious,
So huge.
teeth and claws as they kind of do so.
That's so cool.
I love the Magi. It's such an interesting
Man, that sounds
concept.
Awesome. But Craig, what does that imply for game mechanics?
Well, the Lifeborn are all about wizards and familiars. They work together, they kind of move together and attack together.
There's Sergeant
One
Drake!
of the wizards
There he is!
named Rakeshot, and she has this thing called Consume the Dead. So if you're near
Oh,
and
her.
you happen to be destroyed, she actually puts a consume marker on her card, and then she can use those consume markers to kind of soul fury a power ability.
Chaz, any of these?
Oh, it powers the soul. So it powers a different ability. That's an interesting concept. I like that.
I can't wait to see the rest of the sets. But is there a focus on squads versus individual standalone minis that are like kind of their own squad, or is there still going to be kind of a mix? Is this green set we're seeing kind of will the different sets maybe focus on squads versus standalone minis, or how's that going to work?
Yeah, you're going to get squads and standalone minis. The Lightborn happen to be all unique heroes because they have mages and familiars. But the familiars kind of like bond with the mages.
I actually really like that.
Nice.
But just like classic HeroScape, right? You'll be able to mix and match these factions.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So it's not expected that you play all one or all another. We're not changing the game in that way. It's all about how you want to build synergies on top of each other to
Right, and
play.
yeah, HeroScape, everything, we try to make everything synergistic. So
Yep.
the Wizard's hero might work
Using
with the
sizes,
Elves.
class, species, all to intermix within the language on the cards. So as players, we can mix and match the armies based on those different classifications and sizes.
Been evolving over kind of eons on their home planet of Arboreus, and they've become this kind of martial society
Oh my
of
God.
what looks like crude,
Orange, man.
creatures and
They
beasts.
had to make the
They actually
two
have a very
coolest factions that I enjoy orange.
army composite, and so they work really well
Orange,
together.
baby. Let's go. What a great shade of orange.
Force multiply as they do.
Definitely looks like that Joe Crazy orange I like. Oh, look at that model. Oh my God.
Imagine living up one of those in your house.
Yeah, the Queen works with
Beautiful.
the
Oh,
Honor Guard,
chef's
includes,
kiss.
like that
Mwah,
giant
mwah.
figure over that, right
That's
there.
not, that's
Here's
not-
one of the exclusive figures right there.
And like basically, if you're next to her,
So now there's Sonlin with tiny dragon now grown really big.
around, you have to roll, and if you roll 17 or higher, poof, your figure's destroyed.
Wait, hold on. Let's go back to that again.
Each other and kind of making sure that they can kind of force multiply as they do.
Yeah, I mean, these guys kind of give me the heebie-jeebies, like in a good way, but it's like, man, imagine waking up with one of those in your house.
Yeah, the Queen works with the Honor Guard. The Queen's like that big giant figure over that, right
This
there.
one, this one right here, man.
And like basically, if you're next to her, she might infect you. So she puts an Honor Guard figure on that card, and then at the end of the round, you have to roll. And if you roll 17 or higher, poof, your figure's destroyed.
At the end of the
Honor
round.
Guard pops up. You know, like that's how it works.
That's kind of
So the Honor Guard don't spawn, I assume, don't spawn on the map.
That's recycling.
What? What?
Way to think of it.
Oh, that is so cool. That reminds me of the Maru Nids. The Nids do something like that, but it's kind of the opposite. Where real quick, the Nids are a custom C3V unit, and they're Maru units. So they're really small characters, and they have this cling ability that if they inflict a wound on a hero, they have the option to cling onto that character, and when done that, they get destroyed. They get their figure gets placed on their army card, and then they lose an attack. I'm sorry, they lose a defense and they lose a movement, so they become weaker and slower over time. The more you put on, up to 3. So with this is very similar, but also very different. But it's a concept of putting figures on cards, a lot like, for example, Elgrim, the Viking champion, right? And so when he dies, his spirit lives onto another character and gives them an extra movement, gives the hero an extra movement, where these Honor Guard probably are like Airborne Elite, so it's a combination of Airborne Elite where they do not spawn on the map, and the Queen infects other heroes, or maybe squads, I'm not sure yet, but with a 17 or higher, which is not 20, it's nowhere close to the mind shackles of the game, but, and so 17 or higher to me is a great number, because even though it doesn't happen as often, the Mara Dividers can essentially deny attacks and replicate with a 17 or higher. And it does not happen as often, but when it happens, it's quite exciting. So this is a really cool, different combination of different people's powers and special abilities that allow this cool new mechanic to happen. So she spawns, I assume the Festering Honor Guard spawn on the side of the map. spawn off the map. Then she infects heroes or squads. 17 or higher, they get destroyed, and the honor guard comes out and spawns up. And that's such a... Wow, that's so cool. That is so cool.
Meeting. There's some very large figures there as well.
They might be the most fierce of all the factions, in fact.
Clockwork Combine. There he is.
Combine is a group of
Zed Nesbit was the one on the balloon.
In order to survive on their planet, they've had to take their discipline.
Oh, they're adorable. I love this.
And become inventive and craft new weapons of war that allow them to compete on a level they would have never been capable of doing before. So that ingenuity has given them a leg up. And
I can't wait to see what he does. I hope he can just go underground and come back up. Oh, it'd be so cool.
Heavy plasma carbines into battle to do.
Dude, they got it. They have to have an attack of 5 or 6. Just bashing people's heads in or bonking people on the heads. Oh, it'd be great.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Nothing's wrong with that.
Wow, look at how detailed they are.
The glide.
This is a great shot, by the way. I love how, one, I know there's studio lighting, and being a filmmaker, I can attest to this, of how the light shines. But even in the morning, right? If I have a map set up, I set up the night, I wake up, I come downstairs, and I look at the map that I've had built the night prior. And I look at the different figures and the map, and I love how everything shines with the daylight. And it's probably one of those moments that you have where I'm like, this was worth it. This was worth it. I love miniature wargaming. HeroScape is my #1 game, and seeing what kind of plastics they're using for the models now. I know these are still prototypes, but if they go to something like this, where it has that extra shine to it, that polish and shine. So right here, I could just tell who all these characters are. I could see all the details. My imagination is still running wild. I can definitely recognize every single one. They don't all look the same. It's not a sea of gray. They're all different colors. We got blues, yellows, purples. We saw red and orange. Very big, vibrant colors. So everything's still incredibly gorgeous to look at. Still fascinating. By all means, it is not boring to the eye.
Actually, they from a game mechanic.
There he comes. The Death Forge. The Death Forge. Hellforge coming up. Oh, don't go the other way. No, keep going. Keep going.
Another one down, which is really nice because they can just they're almost like the old airborne elite.
Yeah.
Oh, what unit is he talking about? I'm sorry. What unit is he talking about?
Yeah, I have to say they are my favorite faction. The
Gliders. Okay, these guys here. These yellow guys with the big wings. Gliders. I forgot their names, but they're gliders.
Actually, they from a game mechanic point of view, they don't start on the game, so they come in one at a time. Every time you reveal an order marker, you get to put another one down, which is really nice because they can just they're almost like the old airborne elite.
Yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
Too, right?
It's less luck.
Yeah.
The gliders.
Yeah, Chad's.
Wow, that's actually a really great idea. Oh, I love that. Oh my god. That I think that's Ryan, that's a revamped Airborne Elite. So maybe if by chance you wanna maybe, I don't know, kill off the Airborne and have some new heroes for your tales, or an alternate tale that you want to tell, these are your new characters that tell your new story from, I don't know, potentials, Ryan. Ideas rolling. But what an awesome idea. So you have these units, they're a squad of 4, and what they do essentially is they do fly, they can shoot, they have range, so just like the Airborne Elite except for fly. But so I assume you pick one to put on the map, and then the rest follow suit after every, did he say turn or order marker? Every time you reveal an order marker. So I really think it's a great idea for these glider characters to come in at every single order marker. So you have this idea where or this concept where it's like, okay, your order marker management, okay? So I can put ones on the bears, or put on the jetpack guy or the mole, but yeah, I could put all 3 on that squad unit, and essentially in one round, launch them all into the game. And I think having a squad of 4 is perfect, because guess what? You launch, unless you don't do any at all, and then you put each one so that you end 3. But I don't think so. I think you probably start with 1 on the battlefield, and then after every turn order, you bring 1 in. But we'll see. We'll have to find out. But I think that's such a great concept. Wow. Oh my God. The War Council. You guys. Some great ideas so far. Some amazing ideas. I love
Put
this.
another one down, which is really nice.
Great teases.
Sort of, they're almost like the old airborne elite.
Yeah. I was gonna say, because those guys snuck onto the board a few rounds in too, right?
There's less luck.
Yeah.
The gliders.
True.
Yeah,
A lot less luck,
but
yeah.
among these ones, you know, so
Like
far,
it's a guarantee it's happening.
be playing with.
Unless Dund confirmed to be more efficient than ever before. All right, guys, we did it. We did it. Dund, rush Dund in, okay, and just, you know, shoot one of the gliders, or stare, paralyzing stare, or I forgot what it's called, the glare or whatever he's got. Get that. I think it's a 15 or higher, and then boom, deny all of the order markers, and then they can't come down. All right, Dun's coming back, baby. Woo! Dun's coming back. Dun was never done. He is just beginning.
Well, definitely the bugs. They gave me the heebie-jeebies, but in a good way. But
Yeah, right?
the anthropomorphic animals there. That is. I'm thinking back to all the other sets I'm familiar with, you know, and that is something that's a little bit different. And so
It's
I'm
so
really interested to
different.
see, you know, how they fit into everything and how their models turn out.
Yeah, I think one of the amazing things about HeroScape that we were all endeared to was that you could have dinosaurs who fought ninjas, who fought giant death machine robots. And so when we kind of took that kind of brand logic back to the studio and redesigned these new factions, it was an effort to kind of introduce.
Look at Q11. Look at that guy. He's huge. He is way, way bigger than he used to be. Q10 to me was he was large, but he felt a lot smaller. That guy is enormous compared to Q10. So much more armor. I mean, he essentially is the size of a Deathwalker at this point. So that's incredible. Oh my God. I'm praying we reach all 16,000 backers so we can get all the OG units. If you haven't checked it out already, I just put out a video talking about all of the HasLag campaign. The link for that is in the description below, so please go take a look at that. All the information is there. So the video link is up there. The campaign link is down there. So whichever direction you want to get is just inform yourself, become educated. Most of the majority of the community already knew what we were getting. We knew about the Bears. We knew about Q11. Well, at that point, we didn't know it was Q11. It was Q10 still. We knew about the bugs. We knew about all the factions. Every single day, we were getting updates about new characters that they were bringing to us. So we already knew from concept art of what we were getting. We knew about ruins. We knew about the jungle trees. So, you know, when you look at the campaign, think about that I know for some of you, the information is brand new and you're seeing this all from a light. But please go, you know, do the educating of yourself. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. Just ask. If you want to talk to me on a one-on-one level about, you know, about the history of the game, talk about, you know, whatever you have any conflicts with, just let me know. Hit me up on Discord. Let me know that you want to talk, and we could talk about it. And that's what I'm here for, man. I'm just trying to educate everybody about this stuff. You know, I love this game very passionately. It's incredible that it's coming back. The walls, I just keep looking at these walls and think, I just want to play with them. I just want to build these really cool castle designs. You know, it's a great way to block line of sight, have passageways, make castles or ruins or mazes, you know, and they look like they're really interchangeable. And I just had to talk about it because it's just, I keep staring at it. But it's just one passionate thing that I can't wait to get my hands on, other than all the amazing figures. But anyway, enough of that. Let's continue.
That crazy variance in range across the entire universe again, and reintroduce it to this whole new generation and back to, you know, fans of the original game in a way that they're seeing a lot of new stuff today.
I mean, look
Yeah,
at these bears.
we are seeing a lot of new stuff. We're hearing a lot of new stuff too about the rules. Rules are new.
Especially for here.
That was not teased to
Bring it
us.
back up. Thank you. I guess we do need to move on to something that's not quite so cute, not quite so adorable, and that's the Ironclad Collective.
My favorite
The
faction.
Ironclad Collective are a faction of cybernetic,
The Lich Lord.
Orange.
Orange.
Supplemented their own powers and abilities with all kinds of different technology.
The Hellforge.
On the battlefield.
Wow. I will say about the Hellforge, and I said it on the live watch panel, and by chance, if you haven't seen that yet or didn't get a chance to watch it live with us, for anyone that might have seen other videos or me commenting on the Discord page, I want to formally apologize. I generally thought that it was going to be on the peanut base. Okay? I'm wrong. It's okay. I was wrong about that. Okay? We good now? All right? We good. It is incredible, real quick. Incredible that is on one base. That's impressive. Out of all of the units so far, I am the most excited for that. I want to use that. And I want to consume all of you inside of my belly. That is the idea. That is my big character. I'm gonna just I want to eat all of it. You know, I just want to be like a. This is my Kirby character, right? Kirby's he's just gonna. I'm gonna call him Kirby. I'm just gonna bulldoze around and just consume all of this. Like, oh, airborne, marrow, pirates, festering honor guard. Give me that. Come here. You know, I just want to. I want to consume it all. And I think that he has something special to say about that.
Annihilate their enemies with, you know.
How much detail. Like, all there is just, it's all one color, but it's the light. The light is reflecting, and the shadows are bouncing off of the different objects there to showcase such a detailed model. And it's incredible. Like, you can tell what that is. You can see everything about it. And it's all because of light. So you gotta thank light for that. Light is a good thing. So don't play in the dark. That's all you gotta do. Just don't play in the dark. Simple. Don't play in the dark, which is silly to do anyway.
Leads and fear tactics, and just bring the true horror kind of to the Valhalla a little bit.
Look at them.
Yeah, and the Hellforge guy, that's the guy with the big, like, forge on his belly.
Look at him. What a beautiful color.
He actually can just, like, if he kills a figure in front of him, he can just take the figure, shove it in the forge, and then it lets him heal up, remove wound markers.
Oh, wow.
Fun to play.
So it'd be hard to get off the battlefield.
He just keeps feeding the forge.
You gotta fight him with a big dragon or something, right?
No, we even scaled him so he could accurately take in scale miniatures on the battlefield.
Oh, that is so great. All right, my favorite faction, at least going into today.
Oh
is
my
the
god,
Dawn
I
Raider
can't wait to get my hands on
Syndicate.
them.
Tell me about these guys.
Yeah, the Dawn Raider Syndicate.
The
is
pirates.
a collection of pirates, mercenaries, privateers. They actually call no single Valkyrie their master.
Yeah.
And they kind of work for coin.
Ugar
and
characters,
and,
the red.
You know, their own kind of self-motivations on the battlefield.
Vidar
So they end up a very
is gray.
eclectic kind of mix of different kind of allegiances and kind of preferences.
Blue for
So there's
Jandar,
great
it's Killian
range
Vane.
of kind of
The
things.
third.
A lot of kind of tricky, sneaky kind of things, and kind of their logic of.
Yellow, I believe, is for the Aquila.
As you look at the pirates, too, you can tell that
More Ugar.
each of the characters are
The
made
Monster
in
Slayers,
gender
right?
colors. So there's some that are blue, which report to Jandar. There's some that are red, which report to Ugar. And then there's some that are orange, which report to the new Valkyrie, Revna. And likewise, I'll call out Fia Bonnet.
Here's the Morrow Pirate. He's wearing
If you
pants.
try and target her, if she rolls a 13 or higher, you just ignore the attack completely.
So tell me about this new Valkyrie. I mean, what can we say about Revna so far? Anything you can give us about?
Yeah, so Revna is a very
Oh, there's Raylan! Evil Raylan!
and
Oh
so
my
she
God.
actually has the same abilities of precognition and looking into the future as Thorman does, and this gives kind of the kind of evil faction.
For anyone that was not aware, Thormund is not a figure. He is someone within the lore of HeroScape that was writing journals about the war. He was traveling to within the lore of the game on Valhalla. He traveled to different battlefields with different characters, like Raylan and Sergeant Drake Alexander, and traveled through the war and reported on it. And there's these journals that are on the HeroScapers.com website that you can download and read for yourselves. And it's his journey. So his voice, we actually just heard his voice today in the trailer. So go back and watch that trailer and listen to all the words he's saying, that he used to be a pacifist, a journalist. Okay, he didn't want war. He had drank from the well springs. He got powers. He realized it wasn't for him. You know, it was too much power, and it wasn't good. So he had to move on and just maybe report or do something different in his life. And in the trailer, he talked about how he is done with that. He's done with being, you know, on the sidelines. He needs to get in there and battle. So maybe in the future we'll actually get him as a figure, but in order for that to happen, we need at least 8,000 backers. That's not 8,000 people. That's 8,000 units sold. That was confirmed from these gentlemen themselves on the Discord channel, where all the hardcore scapers are right now talking about how much they love the game and wanted to come back. So if you go on the HasLab, if you happen to go on, if you go on the HasLab project campaign page and want to back it, and we're like, hey, I really, really love this, and I want to get 2 or 3, or have your friends or family buy them, each unit sold is considered as a backer. And so that is showing HasLab and Hasbro Pulse and Avalon Hill that you guys love it and want more of it. So if we can get to 8,000, 8,000 to me is the biggest thing to happen. That needs to happen first before anything else. Now, to get to exclusive content, we need 16,000. We need double. And that would show them more than enough to be like, we can, all of our imagination, we can go out there and we can do way more than we could have ever asked for. So go support their page. The link is in the description below, and I go over that page in the video right above. So either one, please click the link.
Of the world of Valhalla, kind of equal playing field and kind of foretelling the kind of future of the world. And she's really
talking about Revna, the new orange faction, Valkyrie General.
You know, she's kind of drawn in these factions like the Nemesis Warbrood and the Iron Clad Collective.
My favorite too, orange.
See kind of her play style. So
that's rad.
But she's not alone, right? There's another new one.
Yeah.
Oh.
You might notice this green.
I don't know if we were supposed to say that. Were we supposed to say that?
I guess we're going there. Today.
Yeah.
So, the kind of line.
He's so excited. Craig's so excited.
That you kind of see across the battlefield here are actually affiliated with a second.
We got to do this for Craig. As a community, we got to do it for Craig. Craig loves this game just as much as we do. We got to do it for Craig.
It was in the original map, but was never spoken to. And so we're taking an opportunity to introduce a wellspring in a Valkyrie.
Hashtag do it for Craig. Support for Craig.
She's a pragmatist. artist. She's studious. She kind of takes her time, and she has been kind of quietly preparing for her engagement into this war. And so she arms her soldiers with magically enhanced weapons that she forges using the powers of the Wellspring.
That's
And,
cool.
it gives her
Wow.
kind of different.
This is wild,
contrasting
man.
kind of logic
This is so
to,
wild.
so we get this cool kind of dichotomy happening there.
That's awesome. Chaz, all right, now I got to ask you. You've seen them all overview of all of them. What Valkyrie do you align with? What faction do you draft?
Okay, so now that I've seen everything, we definitely the guy that the bluish gray gentleman with the 4 arms. That one-
EJ1. Let's talk about EJ1.
That's it. That's the guy. That's my new best friend. Right
That's part of the Dawn Raider Syndicate, right?
Yeah, that is Admiral.
I love that figure.
EJ1M, and he has a soul board.
He's so cool.
Yep.
Yeah.
Follows Vidar.
Yep. And that whole faction that kind of is a.
Oh, it's so cool. Oh, that's so cool.
There.
Yep.
Not that.
Look at the Mario Pirate. Oh my god.
Yes, and some of the the older HeroScape races are in there, like the Gruts, the Gorillinators.
Gruts
so
are
it's a
back.
nod to the past.
Morrow, we got to shout out the Morrow. There's Morrow in there.
Yeah, it was really an effort to let the HeroScape community know that some of their favorite kind of species and characters are still very much part of the story and the canon of our game.
That's incredible.
And continue to be so.
Well, and it wouldn't be HeroScape if we didn't talk about the scape part of the title.
Yeah.
So there is all new terrain within the HasLab campaign. Never before seen stuff. Tell us about that.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, what's cool is that it's a terrain that you can like build right angles on a hex.
Wow.
We also are introducing the
Look at those, the jungle
the
trees.
jungle, which you can see on their screen. But likewise, in HeroScape, sometimes the rules change a little bit based on the scenario. So, for example, the walls might be illusionary walls in some scenarios, which is nice for like melee units because you can run up right next to them and then run through the wall to assault range guys.
Yeah,
What a cool
it's so
idea.
cool to just lay out a battlefield for heroes.
Look at them.
It's such an impressive thing to just see it kind of across your dining room table, and to now add.
I can't
all these
wait.
beautiful
I
kind of
can't
jungle elements,
wait. What an
add these
idea.
Beautiful kind of ruins that you can kind of stack and
Oh
build
my
height to.
God.
It gives a lot of dimension and a lot of kind of customization in your map creations too.
Right. And plus, there'll be 20 new scenarios that will be part of the HasLab. So you'll have all new scenarios to build out in ways that have never been done before.
Yeah.
Wow.
I have to ask, because Chaz brought it up, the water, is it going to be sparkly or not?
Yes,
Yeah.
Here it is, the confirmation.
that was a must.
We've heard loud and clear from our friends on
Sparkly clear.
across here, sparkly water is a must. Well, there's something missing here. A huge part of the HeroScape lore, and that's the Kyrie. I don't see a single Kyrie here.
Yeah. So.
I mean, I see a Kyrie. It's just,
presses,
you know,
and
down there
just
under
see
my
for the
screen.
first time right now.
Right over there.
You will
Right over
see on
there.
the screen some concept art that we are working up to final to introduce Kyrie into this HasLab offering as well.
Wow.
The Kyrie people are angelic natives to the world of Valhalla. They are kind of central to the narrative of the Battle of All Time. And,
Look at
they're
that
kind of
armor.
almost requirement in the world of HeroScape. So we could
There's a
not
lot of Jandar,
offer HasLab
Kyrie,
without
but now we
also
got
including some
Vidar
Kyrie
and
in this
Aquila.
and you may note that there are some efforts to
Revna.
celebrate. With
Oh
the
my
fans,
God.
some
An
association.
a new Ukar.
Maybe we didn't do in the
Kyrie?
first run, Craig?
Yeah, exactly. Aquila
Volorak?
never had a Kyrie, so
Mm.
there's an Aquila hero. Vidar's never had.
That's
a Kyrie,
amazing.
So there's a
That's
Vidar
incredible.
hero.
Michaela?
Or
There you go.
there's an Ukar.
More reasons to support right now. More Kyrie. Let's go. Let's go.
Revna and
All the D20 rolls.
Yeah, and you you might notice that the Kyrie broken up into kind of tribes in the story. So each tribe has a very.
She's got the symbol, the Vidar symbol, right in the center of her chest. I love that.
And so you get a very broad range of mixed styles.
Definitely my favorite so far.
People.
Craig, I gotta ask, how many of these things can I have on the battlefield at once? Once they finally show up, can I just flood them with Kyrie? Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, I mean, it all depends on the point cost, right?
Yeah.
If it costs 50 points, then you can field a lot of them. If it costs 200 points, then you can't field as many.
Yeah, it's amazing that you know, anybody new to kind of HeroScape kind of coming in today, that you know, you can purchase an offering like this, and you can make that a 2-player game with big, giant, massive armies on either side of the battlefield, or you can actually kind of break this up the way the rules work, and you could have 6 players play with this offering, you know, with the same game and the same offering.
When we decided to make this a HasLab, we set up an epic battle. And probably how many? It was like 1,000-point plus armies we were playing with, right?
Yeah.
It was crazy. It was awesome, and it took hours. But I would do it again. I'm just asking for an invite to come play HeroScape at your house.
Yeah, invite me, please, too. Can we play with you guys? I would love that. I would love that. I'll take Ironclad. You guys can take Clockwork.
I thought it was really interesting that the individual tribes within the faction had their own kind of visual language, that you're incorporating that into it. That kind of, you know, to kind of reinstate the lore in that aspect. I thought that was really a nice touch.
Yeah, it's actually one of the great little things about HeroScape is that there is this really deep story that was kind of first established, and you know, taking that baton and kind of carrying that forward and actually really fleshing it out and making it broader and bigger, and sharing with the fans kind of as we go forward a kind of deeper understanding of that narrative. Is
That's
one of our
awesome.
goals.
That's a noble aspiration, and one that it seems that you are achieving.
Awkward pause.
The storytelling part of
Skipped.
HeroScape has always seemed to be both enthralling as well as confusing, right? For that first era. So as we dove in, that's something we spent a considerable amount of time discussing, is whether or not certain things are canon, whether they're fan-driven, does that make it canon, and how we would approach the Age of Annihilation and every epoch going forward.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you know, there was an era where our brothers and sisters at Wizards of the Coast also expanded the universe a little bit. And so what does that mean for the future of HeroScape, and you know, how can we continue to kind of carry all those great ideas and that amazing creativity kind of forward?
Awesome. Well, this is a HasLab campaign. We're talking about a crowdfunding initiative. So you couldn't be doing crowdfunding without 2 things: exclusives or stretch goals. So let's first talk about the exclusives. There's 2 figures, 2 playable characters that you'll never be able to get anywhere else unless you back the HasLab campaign right now by clicking.
Yeah, they don't like that idea. I could tell they don't like that idea, but it's something that they gotta do. They gotta get people in the door, right?
As part of the Ironclad collection,
So it's a marketing point. You gotta make it happen. It's inevitable.
Ruin, he's a giant,
But kind of worth it though, right? I mean, these guys.
monstrosity as part of that faction. And you also have the Thoraxis Dragoon,
Oh, dude.
cavalry lieutenant within the Nemesis Warbrood as well.
And just for scale, look at how big these figures are. These are the
That's
large
so dope.
size, right?
That's
They're both on a
so
pin, right? They're both on 2
dope,
faces.
dude.
So yeah.
Oh my
These
god,
are
bro.
Actually, this guy's right.
Bro, he's just out there with infinite glitch, guns, just.
But it's another large figure.
I love how the Lich Lord is the tallest thing in the world. I love that. I love that.
Back to HasLab campaign, and will be part of that offering.
Yeah.
Of course, there are also stretch goals. We have 5 stretch goals planned, so hopefully we fund, and then if we fund, we're going to be able to put some more stuff into that box. You guys know how this all works.
Drake,
And I think that
Sonlin.
this was a really, really smart touch by the team, is thinking about both the legacy of HeroScape as well.
Q11,
as the next
upgrade of
generation.
Q10.
Walk us through a bit.
Yeah, legacy is a great word. In the original
Shuri, not exactly sure how that works, but that's dope.
had kind of built a lot of narrative. They had generated.
And there she
webisodes,
is,
comic
Evil
books
Raylan.
around an alliance of kind of 5.
I can't believe it.
characters
I can't
that
believe it.
were, helping unite
Oh, what great models,
the theory
dude.
of
We
the
gotta
gods
get
together
it
against
to 16.
and kind of
Gotta
thwart
get it to
his
16 to
plans
get
for
all
evil
of these
and annihilation.
amazing units.
And, they were very endearing characters. They were both amazing to play on the tabletop, and they really had a great story behind the 5 of them being such a broad mix and range between them. And so what we've decided to do is to bring them forward into the Age of Annihilation, that they have all kind of made it this far into
so
epic,
cool.
War that has raged this entire time.
Oh,
And,
that's
things have
so
changed,
cool.
and they've changed. And so each one of them has kind of evolved in terms of their powers, their abilities, their visual language, and it's giving us a chance for HeroScapers to kind of have those heroes they knew and loved so much, but in a way that they've never had in their collection before.
Yeah, I mean, Sergeant Drake can finally fly with the Kiri
Yeah.
because he's got a jetpack on it.
Finally.
Oh, look how happy he is. I love
He's
that.
got the grapple gun.
He's
but
got them both.
It's cooler now. He can like grab people and then suck them right to him so he can hit them with the katana. So
Come on.
No way!
he's one of my favorites, Sergeant Drake.
That's a huge reveal. Huge
Them
reveal.
unlocked as fast as possible.
Yeah.
And as well, there's a stretch goal out there that's drummed up a little bit of controversy. And that's our final stretch goal. Where is she at?
She is all the way down on the right side of the table here. That is Evil Raylan. So in the original story, in the comic books, we had a narrative
Wow.
of Raylan being
That's
kind of
incredible.
brainwashed and kind of taken over by Utgard.
I can't, but she's such a force. We gotta get to that stretch goal.
That,
16,000 backers. That means 16,000 units.
Back to kind of Utgar's fold. So we have brought back Evil Raylan atop a vicious
Wow.
kind of manticore creature there. So she can just absolutely wreck on the battlefield now, and be everything we would want Evil Raylan to be in the game of HeroScape.
Yeah, I'm super happy with Evil Raylan, even though I'm kind of disappointed that she turned evil. I like good Raylan.
I think most people liked good Raylan. I think that's kind of the point, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there is a better Raylan, okay? We all know who the better one is, right? Yeah.
Like the comic book, and they were like, "That's Evil Raylan. That's Evil Raylan."
Well, now it's official.
Yes.
If we got enough backers, it's official.
So all the fanfare.
Gotta get a
for,
16,000,
over a
man.
decade
16,000.
have now come true
There
in
you
our
go.
stretch goals.
Chaz, you got any parting questions before we wrap up this panel?
I had a couple of questions actually. You mentioned, I think you might have answered some of them, but in the initial tweet that went out, some of the images of the figures were just gray plastic, and they're colored here in front of you. But you did mention at the top of the show that even you don't know what the final product is going to look like. So is the plan for it to be each faction to be colored plastic like this, or is there a different? Are they going to be gray, or what's the plan for that?
They'll be molded in the general colors for sure.
By general, they mean
Cool.
the leader, the general
Right, like,
leader.
Yeah, so Jandar's in blue, Ugar's in red, Revna's in orange, Vidar's in that
So
sort
you'll
of
be able to
that
get that
light
visual
gray.
distinction across the battlefield.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the kind of manifestos that the design development team on Avalon Hill lives.
But look
by
how
is this
colorful
idea
and
of being
beautiful.
able to open up an Avalon Hill game and get right in.
Just to pause here again and just to see if we can just scroll back just a little bit here.
Visual
Gray.
distinction across the battlefield.
Yeah, absolutely. One of the kind of manifestos that the design development.
Yeah, right here is so cool. And yeah, I mean, I'll do a little bit more, just not as much orange. But we have orange, we got green, we got gray, we got blue, we got yellow, which I believe Orlarak is going to be more of a greenish color, lighter neon green color, I think was what teased to us. But like I said, these are prototypes. But this amazing range of color is fantastic. And if you're thinking to yourself, what is that cluster of bugs in the back? Those are exactly that, a giant cluster. There is a squad of figures that will be coming in this Age of Annihilation that I don't know, they didn't tease any rulings, but they can combine into that giant cluster. So I'm not exactly sure how that works, or maybe you start at the battlefield with the cluster and then they break apart. I have no idea, but it's still incredible that something like that exists in HeroScape now. So either if you like the terrain or you like the figures, there is something here for everyone, which is all fantastic.
Of being able to
But look at that beautiful colors. We got the blues, the yellows, the greens, the oranges, the reds, the purples.
color coding associated with the Valkyries allowed players
Beautiful.
To just break open their HasLab, get right into the battle.
And this is a kind of a wide shot too. Talking from the film perspective for myself, looking at this wide shot here and this pan shot of all the characters, you can tell which ones are which. And not only talking about the big ones, you can tell which ones are the small ones. The squirrel guy over here. You can see Shuri. We could see the bears. We got the Imperator Kane. That's it. Imperator Kane is the one in the ATST looking Star Wars walker. You got the Lich Lord, and we got the Hellforge, and we got the new exclusive character there too as well. And they're so detailed, and because of the light, the studio lighting, and whatever your dining room light, living room light, bedroom light that you have in your room is going to have that same effect on your models. So it's purely amazing. And two, we got the sparkly water titles. So even with that, it's going to brighten up the battlefield when you're looking at that top-down view. Everything's going to just gleam and shine. And it's just going to be this really awesome thing when you walk into the room and go, what is that? What is that?
At all, and if anybody chooses to paint it, then awesome. I want
Reds, yellows. Look at that.
If you're not a painter and you
Blue for Sergeant Drake. Familiars. Those are all the Dryans. That big dragon is huge.
It's easy to distinguish your units by their color types.
I think that also brings up another really great point. There's no sprues. No sprues at all. That's
Yeah,
in our ethos, no
it's
sprues on Avalon Hill Prime.
Nope, we won't gamer.
This is not 40K. You don't have to glue things together.
Accessibility is, another pillar.
One giant chunk of plastic, full chunk of plastic.
Assemble your collection and your treasures and jump right into the battle is also part of how we developed to this.
This is gonna be one massive box.
That was another question.
It's gonna be like
especially some of the,
this big. I can only imagine how big it's. I mean, my hands are off screen right now. Like this big. It has to. It has to be this big. It has to.
It might be a staff just so you can get it in the box and you can kind of store your treasure back on your shelfie.
Shelfie.
Kind of, show it with pride. We wanted to make sure that that was still capable, but we also didn't want to turn this into a lot of sprues or a lot of kind of
Assembly, sticky hands.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have another question. Actually, I have several. And since I have you
Hey,
here,
until they tell
I
me
might
to
as well
wrap it up,
them.
ask away.
I had a question about the Age of Annihilation moniker. Now, is Age of Annihilation, is that just for the whole reintroduction of Netscape? Is that
What is
Age of
Netscape?
Annihilation just for the whole reintroduction of HeroScape? Or is that like a certain set, the first set of this new scape that's coming out?
Yeah, so just like the original Rise of Valkyrie and Swarm of the Morrow, the idea is to introduce an era of the game's narrative. So Age of Annihilation represents potentially kind of an expansive opportunity for HeroScape going forward, and it kind of starts with this HasLab campaign. But that would be plans for the future.
Purples,
and
reds,
an opportunity
oranges,
to continue to grow
yellows.
on HeroScape. But the plan is that Age of Annihilation
Oh my
represents
God,
a
look at them
broad
all.
narrative of
Gorgeous.
this time period in the story, starting with the HasLab campaign.
Right, it's like Rise of the Valkyrie, Swarm of the Morrow, Age of Annihilation.
Oh, it sounds so great. It sounds so perfect. Hearing Craig say all three feels like a perfect trilogy. Perfect trilogy. But guess what? Nowadays, with every trilogy, they're like, hey, let's just do more trilogies. And we'll have more sets and more expansions as long as we get 8,000. 8,000 and we get more. So just cross your fingers, Go support it. Link is in the description below. Go check up there for my entire video talking about the HasLab campaign with my two friends, Ryan and Jeremy. And go check out your support page, the support page, HasLab campaign page, on your own as well. That's in the description below.
Follow the link in the description below.
That's what I was just, that's what I was just saying.
I had one other question about the character cards, the old, really unique, awesome little hexagon character cards.
I'll put those on the screen for you guys to check out.
Of this unique shape showing up, or are the cards going to be like maybe standardized tarot-sized cards for deck management or something, or perhaps even offering players both versions?
Yes. So actually, as we talk, the Hasbro Pulse website is going live, and it will actually show the new concept for the cards. The idea there is to introduce the same footprint of the original cards, but to take advantage of maybe some of that negative space around the card that wasn't kind of optimized, and give us a chance to put a little bit more rules and scale everything up a little bit easier, so when you're kind of sitting across the table, you can kind of see everybody's rules more easily.
It's actually, if you want to, I just want to say, at this point, the new cards should be up on the screen for you as the viewer. I will say that if by chance, moving forward, we do make new custom cards, and we do adapt the ways to make custom cards in the future, I think this is a great way and much easier way to cut them out of the piece of paper, cut the cardboard out, right? Cut the cards out. It's still a hex. I could still put them together like a puzzle piece when I'm forming my army together, which is always something fun for me to do before I set up my order markers. So I form them into like a puzzle piece, puzzle map, and then I kind of just put the order markers and I flip them down when I want, which is one of the most unique things about HeroScape is the order markers. So it's such a great thing to see that they haven't changed anything with that. It's still a hex. The card is still there. It's still very unique. It may not be the OG 7 hex design, but it's still a unique shape for card games. That kind of thing is not out there. I've never seen a giant hex card. Have you? You let me know in the comments below if you've ever seen that before. Especially that size. It's huge. So let's see what they have to say about it.
Honor that kind of footprint and that kind of style of the hex logic in that, and that to proactively answer another question, which people might be scrambling to run over to the Hasbro Pulse website right now, is that each one of the cards will have a full color representation of each one of the characters. So if you are a painter and you're looking for that opportunity to kind of see each one of the characters kind of in their full color kind of iteration, each one of the army cards will actually have that representative on them. So
beautiful.
kind of
that's awesome.
all fleshed out in that way.
That's super cool. I want to bring that up too, because I know when it comes to painting, I'm fortunate enough that one of my best friends, Glenn, or if you know him on the forums as the Asamu, he is a great and wonderful painter, and he's done such amazing work for our tabletop gameplay. And I know he's very excited to go ahead with this project once we get it in the home, that he's going to help me paint a lot of these figures. And one thing he's talked about, he says, Joe, we have to talk and decide about how you want them painted. And I go, I don't know, paint them all orange. But I don't want a sea of orange though, right? I want to be able to, have this idea of putting little details on them and showing all the different objects and have those things appear on the screen when I film my videos. And so it's really cool that I have that possibility. And even like I said, even if you don't, there's going to be. I am fortunate, and Glenn was talking. Glenn wanted to say, "Hey, Joe, what do you want to color these?" Glenn goes, so Joe, how do you want me to paint these? And I go, oh boy, man, I don't know. So I'm really glad that there is going to be visual representations on the cards of these figures in color and how they feel that there is some kind of template, essentially. And so then from there we can, adjust and go, oh, I really don't like that gold, I'll go silver. If I don't like that silver, I'll go gold. Or we just kind of change things in and out. So picking a color scheme based off of what we already have is going to really help the process in picking out which colors we want to do for our particular paint jobs for all the figures. So I'm really, really appreciative that the team at Avalon Hill made color renders for the cards, and I'm very happy for that.
Nice. So you kind of get almost a color guide if for painting them.
Exactly.
Potentially.
Absolutely. And
cool.
it still opens it up to your own creativity as well if you choose to do it.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So.
And you also mentioned some D20 special abilities and such. And that was one of the things that was one of my favorite aspects was just the versatility of some of these character abilities.
Mind Shackle.
Different D20 abilities are still kind of baked into a lot of the characters, and if any other kind of neat ability mechanisms are being introduced in this.
Oh yeah, the D20 is definitely used throughout a lot of these cards. The Morrow Pirate actually has, surprise, surprise, a D20 ability, because that's kind of what the Morrow...
Are they trying to say that the new Morrow Pirate has its own Mind Shackle? Please? Please. If you're saying that the new Morrow Pants Pirate, okay, is going to have a Mind Shackle, but also has range... Please be Mind Shackle. If it's not Mind Shackle, that's okay. I understand. We still have Neok Saab, my favorite character of all time. And we also have Kimoshi. But a third one might be pretty cool. Introduce the new people to the power of Mind Shackle. So I'm hoping, pressing, crossing my fingers, hashtag Mind Shackle. Hashtag Mind Shackle. Comment below, Mind Shackle.
You probably like tomorrow then, Chaz, because that's kind of what they're all about.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yep.
And I think I hinted at some of the other the other types of mechanics that are going on, but we really tried to come up with different mechanics.
That's awesome.
And
it's really, really cool.
It's something that, well, when I first was working on HeroScape, and people would ask me, okay, what would you do if HeroScape came back? And the first thing I said was I would get the guys from the war, well, we call it the War Council, but it's really the guys from HeroScapers who continued to design cards.
Let's talk about the website, HeroScapers.com.
They know everything about HeroScape, and they did a great job with these cards, because all these cards are new and fun and different, because they've been doing it for 12 years while we've been doing other stuff.
And this is the group that we've lovingly called the War Council, right?
Yes.
And so they've been helping us design the game under, of course, your amazing leadership.
For sure, yeah.
To come up with these factions, as well as many of the characters, too.
Yeah, so to Craig's point, the effort there was to introduce rule mechanics and systems that are familiar to existing HeroScape players, but in ways that they've never seen before. So by bringing these characters and these factions into their games and kind of matching them up with their existing collections, like what you have, Chaz, behind your shoulders there.
There's so much there.
So many more.
So much plastic.
And army configurations and list building that this kind of unlocks by being a lot of new kind of mechanics and powers.
That's great. You got one more question for us, Chaz? Or are you good?
I'm never good. The only other question I can think of at this point. The only other question I could think of at this point, when we might probably see it in the campaign and potential other sets, is just any hints of additional terrain types that might become available. We had lava, we had ice, we had stone. You showed the jungles, and I think you even showed the ruins that looked like they were stacked on top of each other. There was the old castle. What kind of other geographic tantalizations do you have in store for us?
What does cantillation mean? What is that word? I'm learning stuff today. You're gonna learn today.
We have lots and lots of ideas. You can just go anywhere with this. That's the great thing about HeroScape, is that we can go futuristic. We can start to come out with futuristic type walls. There's we'll never run out of ideas. Trust me.
Yeah.
Nice.
And the terrain itself also has the opportunity for introducing variances in gameplay too. So it can add that much more to your gameplay experience by introducing all these new things just around the scape of HeroScape.
That's awesome. What a great question.
Their name.
Yes, exactly. Well, what a great question, Chaz. I want to thank you for your time. Thanks for coming out and hanging out with us on a big screen behind our heads. That was awesome.
Very good.
Oh, thank you for having me. It's been a great opportunity to have this conversation with you guys, because being able to just kind of sit in and hear the passion that you guys have for this, that you had, you've harbored for literally decades at this point. Hearing you talking about it with such enthusiasm for what you guys are making is really, really exciting to see.
Oh, well, thank you so much. We really appreciate that.
Thanks, Chaz.
Thanks, Chaz.
This has been a big part of our lives for several months now. Longer than that, and it's even longer for Craig. It's been...
I don't think Craig actually ever stopped.
No. When I first met Craig, we were working on a different project together, and one of the first things that came up was like, so how are we going to get HeroScape? Let's see if we can figure this thing out.
That's right.
Yeah. Well, thank you to everybody who has been tuning in to the panel so far, and thank you to Chris and Craig for joining me. Just so you know, our conversation is continuing over on that Avalon Hill Discord server that we.
Yeah, check out the Discord page, guys.
Hope there's a link floating around somewhere for you to click on and head over there, and we can keep the conversation going. Hopefully, answer questions that you have. And yeah, get this thing backed. We really need your support and your help.
Yes, we
Thank you
do.
so much to the
Yes, we
HeroScape
do.
community for everything that you've done so far.
Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
With that, back to Cleo. Thank you.
That's what I'm talking about. Thank
Very,
you
very
so
cool.
much, guys. So
I don't think there's anything else. Oh, look at
we
this!
got the one and only Scavarith.
Scavarith, that's how you pronounce it. Okay.
On set with us today.
I like that they have a giant 3D render in their studio.
That's a
How are they looking at that?
this alone, man. Look at
I
that
don't know.
machine.
I don't think we're gonna get any more information. We're just gonna see some really cool design of Scavarith, which is one of the exclusive models here. But yeah, thank you. So yeah, back to it. You guys, thank you so much for watching this entire video. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Let's just share the video, show your friends and family, show the support for this game. Let's bring it back, because if by chance you're not a huge fan of what you've seen so far and but you still want to see more, you got to support this first. You got to get through this first in order to see more. So if you think that, you want to see more in the future, you got to support this. And it could be a big old hard pill to swallow, but it is here to stay, and this is what it is. This is what we're dealing with. And I'm so excited. I already backed for two units, so I'm 2 votes for that 8,000 and that 16,000. So if we can get more people to get put in their open their wallets and help support the page, the project, it would be more than a welcome. So thank you to all of you for supporting the page. And if you have any questions and concerns and want to talk to somebody that's been, working with the knowledge so far that we've had, just reach out. And I have no problem having a conversation with you guys. So please leave a comment. And if you want more of this awesome content, check out the notification bell. Click on that, like it in the below, and as well subscribe, because when I wake up in the morning and I see a brand new subscriber, I think to myself, this is what I meant to be doing. So thank you so much, all of you. Don't forget, I am not crazy. I'm Joe Crazy. Peace.